Joining us now is Michael Gunning, the CEO of VR Resources. Good to see you, Michael.
Thank you, Mark.
Now, anybody involved in the mining sector will likely know your name. There may be some who don't know, but so can you give us just a little background on you in terms of some of your past wins? You ran Hathor and that was taken out. Just give us an idea of your history.
I am actually 3 generations in the business. I cut my teeth with Kamenko and Tech. I was fortunate after my grad work to work in an integrated mining company, and then ended up in the uranium space and was fortunate to be involved with Hathor and Alpha with 2 big discoveries and sales in uranium in a leading uranium jurisdiction, and they created a lot of value for investors, and they were terrific. From that, I just wanted change, Mark, and so after a decade in uranium, the idea was to build VR and make a meaningful copper or gold discovery in the Western U.S. in these proven jurisdictions. And that's the relationship with what we did in uranium. Make a big discovery in a jurisdiction that matters.
So you were attracted to Nevada primarily. So you must have looked at a lot of projects before you took the leap to get involved again.
We did. We formed a private company for 4 years. We were active for 4 years privately, based here in Vancouver. And the idea was to go into an established jurisdiction in copper, but take modern mineral deposit models, modern mineral exploration technology, and see if we could put something new on the table. So we would typically advance 2 or 3 projects a year. And in 2017, we went public to form VR Resources to drill test this Bonita porphyry copper gold project.
So what's interesting and what's different about the assets you have in Nevada?
I think it really honestly boils down to scale and to have the courage and conviction to work on things that haven't been explored, they haven't been drill tested. And so in the case of Bonita, you have the chance not just for a porphyry copper deposit, but for a camp, a cluster of deposits like at Yarrington or Highland Valley. That's not a common opportunity, both for a junior to be able to stake a district or for a major to look at a discovery and think this could actually be part of a camp that is owned 100% by VR. So that is where I want to spend my money in this cycle, is on something that could matter to a company like Freeport. On the gold side, we have been fortunate to advance a grassroots gold project that is developed into a 2 by 3 kilometer alteration footprint that looks a lot like the Round Mountain gold system. It's 18 million ounces. It's the largest heap leach gold operation in the world. It's a core asset of Kinross. And this project is the next volcanic center down from Round Mountain. So like exploring for uranium in the Athabasca, the Bonita Copper project and its relationship to Yarrington, this Big Ten gold project and its relationship to Big Ten, these are opportunities to make a discovery that the mining industry actually would be interested in.
And something else the mining industry and investors in general seem to be interested in is your asset in Ontario. Tell us about that.
That is an extension of our work in Nevada over the past 6 years, and about a year ago we looked at a very unusual geochemical anomaly in northern Ontario, and doing almost a year of compilation work and then staking and starting to do our own exploration. There is a target that is 3 or 4 kilometers in scale that has the attributes of what we call these iron oxide copper gold deposits, that really the greatest copper gold deposits found on the planet in Australia. Some unusual copper gold carbonatites in South Africa, but again, it's about we stake it, we own it, we explore it, and we will be the first to drill test this kilometer scale anomaly that, if it is a copper gold breccia pipe, will get the attention of the entire mining industry. We've been looking for these things in North America since Olympic Dam was discovered in 1976, and it's really about scale. In a jurisdiction that you could actually, develop.
Right.
Ontario being a long-standing mining jurisdiction.
Exactly. And lastly, Michael, we talked off camera, and I think it's important that investors hear it, that we know that the mining sector peaked around 2011.
Yes.
Some very rough years there for several years.
Yeah.
But you're now seeing sort of, let's call it green shoots. You're starting to see sentiment change. Why is that?
I think there's a couple of reasons. One, commodity prices have improved. We've watched the price of gold not just stabilize, but improve with global tensions. The price of copper seems to also be starting to move, and I think the world is about to find out that we literally don't have enough copper for the kind of growth that we are seeing in the global digital world, let alone electric vehicles. So that's part of it. Commodity prices are improving. Major mining companies at the front end are making money for their investors. Their market capitalizations have improved both in copper and gold. And so finally, the junior exploration sector is actually coming up behind that. And there are discoveries that have been made by juniors in copper and gold that have actually made money for their investors. And so a combination of commodity price, capitalization of majors, discoveries by juniors, an investor can look at their portfolio, whether it's Kinross or whether it's a junior, and actually say, I'm in the money. And it's reminding us of the wealth that this industry can create. And so you're seeing in this conference and in previous conferences, investors that are open to the idea of what's next.
Sounds very encouraging, very hopeful. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Okay.